Hello guys, here's an update on the Ribes Speciosum. It is in the family of gooseberries and edible currants. I'm not sure if I have really given you any update on this plant because I don't really talk much about it. But this is what it was looking like on January 21st, 2025. But I have planted it much sooner than that. And I think I planted it in 2024, sometime in that year. And in this part of the video, it did put on some growth, but not quite, not that much. And it is a very slow growing plant. It hasn't bloomed for me at all. And this is what it was looking like on September 15th, 2025. It did go through some dormancy, but I was still giving it water, hydration, just because it was still fairly new. And as you can see there, it still had green leaves on it, but for the most part, it was pretty much dry and dormant looking. And of course, September, it's already moving into fall. And I guess it's kind of coming out of dormancy at this point. I'm not sure, but this is what it was looking like at that time. And this part of the video was taken on November 1st. Not much different from September 15th, but I think if I'm not mistaken, you can see a little bit more of the foliage, of the green foliage, I think. And I can't believe I still have these videos, but I think this is the nice thing about having a YouTube channel. You can definitely keep records of what your plants used to look like and kind of track their progress and evolution. But yes, November 1st, and it hasn't quite reached this water fountain, but it did put on some growth that year. Not a lot, but just enough, I guess, for this type of plant that grows very slowly. And this part of the video here was taken on January 1st, 2026 of this year. And as you can see, this plant seems to be in its element in winter when it's raining, when it's wet, cold, not a lot of sun. And as you can see in this video, it did rain that day. As you can see, it looks wet. And the thing about this plant, it doesn't take a lot of sun. It prefers shade, but since my garden is a sun garden, I had to look for the spot where I feel like it might survive, and it's doing pretty okay there. But I feel like this place might get too small for it because the star jasmine is going to grow behind it. So I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do because I think this plant gets bigger than what I was told or what the labels indicated when I bought this plant. This video was taken on May 2nd, and as you can see, it's still holding on to its green foliage, but it has some browning as well. This plant never really does look perfect, and I've seen it in the wild. It's one of those plants that will look its best when it's flowering. And the reason why I put stones and twigs around that area is because the cats were digging up that area and pooping there. So ever since I did that, they haven't been doing that. So I love cats, but I don't like them digging up my plants or around my plants. And let me give you a view of this area here where I'm planting it behind that fountain. So hopefully there will be enough space for all these plants. And I'm hoping that it'll grow out alongside the fence and not towards the fountain because I think this plant spreads out, it grows sideways or something like that. And this part of the video here brings us up to date. It was taken yesterday on August 8th, 2026. And this is what it currently looks like. It looks completely dormant. And what I did this year, I let it go completely dormant. As soon as the beginning of summer hit, I stopped giving it any water. whatsoever. I hope I didn't make a mistake since this plant is, I guess you can still consider it fairly young since it was planted in 2024, but we'll see what else it does. But it did put on some growth, and right now, as you can see here, it touches the bottom of the fountain. So hopefully I won't have to move the fountain and that everything will grow perfectly, and hopefully maybe I'll just keep this plant smaller. Hopefully I can keep it at a smaller size, and now it'll compete with the star jasmine that's going to creep up behind it. So I'm going to have to trim the star jasmine back and trim this plant back too so that they don't collide, they don't fight for space. And I hope I don't have to move this fountain anywhere else because I placed it there specifically because it fit there perfectly. And then I went ahead and planted that ribes speciosum, but the label did indicate that it's smaller, but then afterwards I did more research and it can get big. This plant can get huge. And look who has found her new favorite spot. She took over this abandoned water fountain.